Good morning, good evening, and hello. Welcome to this very special episode. We don't know what time it is when this drops, but
Good
whatever.
morning.
Welcome to Honey's PSA. We are here today. It might get a little spicy, y'all. I don't even know how I even want to organize this in my head, but I'm here with my very special co-host who I'm going to let introduce herself, and I didn't have a rollout for you. But please let the people know who are you?
Hi, I'm Serafina, and I promote peace and positivity.
This bitch.
You can follow me for like therapy chat on Twitter at _madrel. You can also follow me on Instagram as Serafina Padilla, your favorite therapist.
This is crazy. The bitch ain't got no credentials, first of all. Secondly, you cannot, what? Is you cool?
I'm going for a rebrand.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds familiar. Sounds familiar. The last rebrand I heard about in these streets is failing terribly. So, I don't know. It is. It's failing miserably.
Failing?
Yeah. OTF is down the drain. Oh, okay. My fault. All right.
OTF?
So, what...
Free Dirk, that's what you mean.
That's crazy. So tell me, how should we address you? Should we call you Fee? What should we do?
Well, you know my real name.
Yeah,
so
I do.
I don't really
You just
like to
told them
call
too. So fuck.
However you feel comfortable.
Okay.
To me,
all
I
right.
don't care. I love all
we'll
my
just
names.
go Fee. So tell me, right? So the first thing that really popped into my brain when I was doing my homework on you was, of course, this ex-bottle girl life. And as I was doing my homework, someone said that you used to be their bottle girl at Harlot.
They must got money. Yeah, so funny thing about being a bottle girl is I never started out as a bottle girl.
Okay, so what was you
doing?
doing?
What I used to do is I used to watch Kim Kardashian a lot. So
Okay.
when my cousins started coming from Mexico, they didn't speak English,
Mm-hmm.
but we would all watch the Kardashians because we all liked to get glam and just their vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just be in the bathroom, my sister could attest to this, my sister's friends, I just be in the bathroom for hours. So it's one day this shit gonna make sense for me. So I would just be doing my makeup. I used to steal my mom's makeup, all my aunt's makeup, and I just do my hair, and I just be just knocking shit down. And so finally, when all my cousins are older than me, so one time my cousin was like, hey, here's the ID, let's go to a Dipset concert. And I was
Shut the fuck up.
yeah, it's my first concert. And so this is way back when I don't want to say how old
I'm
I was.
Dipset?
I'm not going to say how old I was.
Okay.
So I used my cousin's ID. And
Real Mexican
And so-
shit. That's not racist.
I used to be scared because I was so young. I used to be out, and my uncles was popping. So I would tell people from out here, I was from New York. So I would tell people I'm from Brooklyn and shit. And so when I would work at the club, I'd be if I fly in a weekend, I could work the club.
Bro, so you've been
So
bullshitting.
I would
You've
use
been
my
bullshitting?
cousin's ID, but I was so fired with it because my wordplay was cool. I looked nice. I knew how to fix myself up because I used
So
to
wait,
practice
you
in the
weren't
mirror all
old
the
enough
time.
to work in the club?
I wouldn't say that, but I had an ID that said I was.
There's always some
So-
bullshit, bro.
So yeah, so when Harlot was popping back, when it was when Ty Dolla $ign was there, all the who's who and it was there, I was there, probably being a bottle girl. And the funny
They said
part
you was
is,
jugging.
I never worked for the club.
Oh. Wait, so how did that work out? You just showed up in your outfit and was like, hey.
So I would.
What
You guys
the
know who
fuck?
Tyreek is?
What?
So back then I couldn't drive on the highway. So I would have him drive my car
so
to
many.
drop me off at the club. And I would walk in, but I would dress like bottle girl, and I would just go behind and serve bottles.
You're
And that's how I got hella
fucking
cool with the
lying,
owners, because they'd be like, who the fuck is this girl just bringing bottles? And they would tip me.
bro. Fee, there's no way that
So
you...
that's how I started bottle service. I was never officially on payroll, and plus I was way too young. But I
That's
would use
not-
people's ID. This
that-
is before Harlot too. There was other clubs that was popping before Harlot. But Harlot, I was of age. I used my own ID, thank God. And Harlot, yeah. I think I was like 21 when Harley
I
was
was
popping.
just gonna
20,
say
21.
that the person who said that you was his bottle girl said that you used to jug on the Moet like it was a $200 special, but now that I
Yeah.
think about it, I'm like Moet ain't never Moet Queen Odor. How much is a bottle
Back
of Moet?
then, like we
One who? So
would drink Moet. We would drink Moet. They would Belvedere.
Speaking of
Belvedere is the
drinking
green
Moet.
one, right? And it would be Hennessy, and it would be VSOP was the drink at the time.
But you wasn't even supposed to be collecting the money, so how the fuck and what the fuck?
Cause I was just so cool,
Bro,
like
I'm
they
hella
and nobody
cool.
really tripped. And I would break the owner off at the end. I would break the promoter some change off, and I would be okay. And then I now I'm great friends with people that work at the Rock, and I worked at the Rock too unofficially.
Bro, okay. So, what did you work in any other cities? Speaking of Moet, can the camera see this? Do you see that? Do you see yourself? Where was this at?
That was the Rock. No, that was Harley. That was Harley.
Two bottles at the same damn time. Who the fuck she thinks she is?
And I got paid for it too.
You got paid for that? Ain't no way. Now I really want to know. The people got questions. The people got questions, and I've never done this before, so this is gonna be a Honey's PSA first. But do you want to call me, text me, beat me if you want to reach me? Oh, okay. I'm gonna let that run. So, did you work in any other cities? Not legally, but this is so bad because we joke about you being a Mexican,
So-
and I'm like, bruh, you probably was trying to finesse
I worked in Miami like a couple of nights.
a couple of nights.
Private events.
Oh, okay.
I worked in Miami a couple of nights. I partied a lot in New York. I wish I would have worked in New York. That was when they was really getting money. And then I worked in Atlanta for 3 weeks before I just jumped into accounting because my man at the time didn't want me working the club. He wanted me in the back.
Was this like something that you guys agreed to? Like, I'm not gonna work the scene. Like, what did he mean? He didn't want you. He didn't want you working there at all.
So it wasn't that he didn't want me working. It's just that I'm lit.
I can.
So it's like if your man is working in the club scene and you're working in the club scene.
Wait, what did he do?
He owned a lot of clubs in Atlanta. So
Okay.
he was like a private like angel investor, they call it angel investor.
Yeah.
So he did a lot of that. So when we started like making it, like when I moved in, it was like, oh, you either got to do the shit you went to school for, or you can just
What did you go to school
be in
for?
the back. I went to school at first for beauty industry merchandise marketing at FITM in San Francisco, and then from there I got my BA in business.
In business. And so he was like, bitch, if you're not finna be doing that, then you got to go. Yeah.
But I was like, I was making so much money at the club at that time, and it was so lit that it was like I was working.
So
my degree.
of all how many years total was you in the club? Were you in the club?
I can't unofficially say, but
On and off.
I moved officially to Atlanta, like had keys to my house in 2019.
Okay, so what's the most money you've ever seen thrown in a club?
Y'all gonna Bernie's Burgos me. Like cash or in my account?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's two separate arguments here. In the club, because in my mind, that don't just always go to you, I guess. But, bitch, you was stealing from the strippers?
I was never stealing from the strippers. I love the strippers.
My God.
I never worked in a strip club. I regret that. I never worked in a strip club.
So just regular, just in the club. So what's
I
the
wish
most,
I would have worked in a strip club.
What's the okay? I guess we can ask them. What's the biggest tip you've ever received then?
The biggest tip in one
In
setting.
one setting
The biggest tip in one setting, take home.
for you.
Let's get this question.
No, mother.
The biggest tip. The biggest tip. I gotta think about it because I got a tip.
Because I want to know. The people want to know, and you want to know what the people ask as a question.
The biggest tip I got was in one sitting, $7,500, and
Okay.
then I went to Miami for 2 days with that
Okay.
and just blew it.
Was it a celebrity or was it just a regular?
It was a regular guy.
Random?
It was a regular guy. It
That's
wasn't a
what's
random. It was he was regular. He was a regular client.
Okay.
So like me in the club, I never sought out for like the celebrity dudes because I feel like that was just
That's the game.
so I don't want to be on social media and I
Right.
was too young again. So
I'm interested.
if I'm in a picture and my uncle see me, I'll get my ass beat.
Oh.
But like my clientele, when you work a good clientele,
Right.
I think a lot of people don't understand this in the club because they think like, oh, I got to be at at a strip club with Drake, or I gotta do this, or I gotta do that, or I gotta screw my client or something like that. Like, you don't. When you get a good regular, you have a good conversation with people, they're going to consistently spend money with you.
That makes sense. So were they coming to
So
clubs?
if a girl sits down and is like, oh, I had the best night of my life with Drake and I made like 10 bands in a night, cool. But I was making that Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay. So for you, it's just like, that wasn't your cup of tea, and you're not being thirsty going over to celebrities.
Now, if it's a private event, like there's a private party I'm invited to, I would just mingle and mix and mingle because that's how you network. But only during like video shoots is when I was like kicking it with celebrities. Only
Interesting.
During, like, video shoots.
The question that the people had was, and we're gonna go back to it, but how did you get access to the bottles to sell if you wasn't on the payroll? What the fuck was you doing?
Because I'm so fun.
No, she probably was oonsing back there and was like, hey,
I'm not
let
gonna
me
lie.
get 2 bottles of Moet.
I'm not gonna lie. The first night, my friend just bet. Well, when I bet, I just be betting myself, and I just need like a head nod. Like, my bets really don't be like for sure bets. My friends,
There's no fucking way.
So one time, me and my homegirl
way.
was out, and I was like, bet I won't go behind the bar and just do the bottle service, because like the girl was taking forever.
Fee, don't bring that shit to
And
halftime.
she was like,
because we
she
know
said
that
like,
here.
she said like, don't do it, and then I went and I did it. And then, like, I just went back there, like, I really worked it and was just talking to people. And they're like, okay, here's the bottles, go do the section. And they gave me the money.
Bruh, there's no way. They didn't do a fucking check on what the fuck.
But it's funny now because now I'm hella cool with the owners. Like, kick it, everything.
There's just
like,
no way. That was the question.
Happy birthday, all the shit.
There's no fucking way. So how do you transition from the clubs and shit to what you're doing now in this corporate world where you want to be so fucking great? Like, how was that transition for you, honestly? Where's it like, I put my big girl panties on and get a big girl job, or like?
So, I always wanted to do what I always wanted to do. So I was never nothing. I grew up very shy, like super shy.
I couldn't
I
fucking
I
tell.
didn't talk to anybody. But I grew up super shy, and I grew up with only men, so I always loved to be girly.
Okay.
So I like to wear like my dress and shit like that, but it just never makes sense because I grew up with like hella uncles and hella brothers. So as I started, like, my mom always had me in a program, so I was never not in a program.
Okay.
So I had a helicopter mom that like always like, you got to do this, this, this if you want this. Mm-hmm. But my thing about my mom is like, whatever I did, like, she was like, if you do this, I'll take you this. She was like, oh, you go to this program, but you also be in New York. So like, so it was always shit I wanted to do, but made sense academically.
Okay.
So then I was always hella smart, and then I was always like on the track where my mom wanted to be. So she'll let me like, oh, you want to do this? Oh, okay, do that. As long as you're doing something that makes sense academically.
So she supported
So it
that.
was always in the role. So my mom actually hated me being in the club, being out. Like, she'll call me like, how many drinks did you have tonight? But like, my mom is hella.
That's like mom
I had a
shit.
cool ass mom where she never tripped. Like, even when I was too young to be in the club, she was like, make sure you're safe, call me who you're with.
Right.
Like, she'd even drop me off and pick me up if it was that
is
serious.
wild.
Like,
You
I had
wasn't
like
even supposed to
a
be
cool.
there.
But I have a great relationship with my mom. Mm-hmm. Whereas like, it's damn near like my sister because she had me so young. So yeah.
Shouts out to Fee Mama. Thank you for her. And if you
So-
watch this shit, she's fucking insane. But I'm grateful for her. Okay.
I had an amazing mother, and like, thank God, like, nothing ever weird happened. Like, and especially me being so young.
Right,
who
I was about to
like
say,
being influenced by the
hella
people.
red
Because
flags.
when I would sit down with people, I would never be influenced. I was like, oh shit, like, you doing that for that? Like, I call my mama
So
for
does
that.
money impress you?
Money used to impress me.
Used to. Why
It
used
used to impress me when I used to come across people that was making like millions. So
In the club?
yeah,
You would find that out just in the club?
easy.
What's
Easy.
the line? Like, what do you say? Oh, you get money?
The
Like,
watch,
You watch.
watches.
Watches. Okay, so
A lot of girls didn't know.
if a
especially-
motherfucker walked in with a G-Shock, you was like, oh, that's a...
I think when
That's
dudes
10,000.
come in the club, I don't think girls understand jewelry. So I grew up with a lot of men.
Okay.
So like, I knew what was a good watch, was a shitty watch, what was a bad watch, was fake jewelry, because I hung around dudes that would just like joke on dudes, be like, oh, we should that fake ass watch, that cheap ass bust down. Like, I grew up that I love Jay-Z, so I would listen to the raps.
Okay.
So I would be out, and people like people always tell me like, Fina, you should just spot the money. Like, whenever the money walk in, like, you just know. And it's like, I would look at the watch, I would look at the shoes.
Me too.
And then I would make sure like,
Give it up, bitch, because at this fucking point,
it used to be the watch, the haircut, and the shoes. The wash,
That's a
haircut,
red
and
flag.
shoes.
I know people that act different when they get haircuts.
And I don't think a lot of people realize. I don't think girls can tell fake jewelry from real jewelry, fake diamonds from real diamonds,
Yeah.
and not
The
a
VVs,
good
the-
watch from.
the
They think like you got a
mayonnaise.
bust down Cartier, like a bust down chain, like you getting money.
Yeah.
No, that shit is on consignment.
I'm sure.
That nigga's not getting into a bag.
It's on layaway. You can Klarna that shit.
But when a man
nowadays.
comes in super fresh and he's like chill and like he wants his homeboys to be lit, that's how I know he getting the money.
Interesting.
Because dudes
So
that get
ones
the
that's-
most money, they want everybody in their team to look like they get the money. So that's usually the dudes that's pulling girls in a section. But the dudes
Okay.
that's like chill, sit back, relax, that's like hella comfortable and not really picky, that's the dude that got money.
The ones that's buying a hookah for everybody.
Exactly.
We gotta go
But
to.
you would never know.
We gotta go to
You would
cave
never
and
know.
test this theory out.
You would never know.
You ready to
But
go to
I'm telling
cave
you,
and test the theory
usually
out?
the chillest dude at the section, that's just sit back, chilling. Once everybody have a good time, that's the dude that got the most money.
You got to test
Usually.
this theory. Do you have any hidden phobias?
I'm scared of the dark. I'm
The
scared of
fucking
dark.
club be dark. What you mean you scared
No,
of
it's
the dark?
not. It's lights on. I'm terrified of the dark. Like, if it's completely pitch black, I'm terrified.
Why?
I'm also terrified of spiders
Okay.
and mice. There used to be a lot of mice in the dubs. They used to creep me the fuck out when I moved there.
Where are you from?
The alphabets.
What does that mean to someone who doesn't know about anything?
That is the whole.
Because I would think LGBTQRS.
That's like Palestine of like Oakland, like the Holy Grail. So if like you from there, you really are that cloth.
Okay, I just be,
Yeah.
all I know is the east, west.
Yeah,
It's
but
like-
it's funny because I lived everywhere in Oakland. Because my mom used to be out. My mom had me at 16. She was
Okay.
pregnant with me at 16, had me at 17. So
Okay.
when she was shopping around Section 8, we lived everywhere. So I lived
So
on 32nd.
you had the caveat to
I
do
lived
whatever
on
the fuck you
79th,
wanted to
77th
do.
Rosedale, 73rd and Weld. Then from there we moved to 22nd. From there we moved to 22nd across from the rec center for a little bit. And then we lived in Brookfield. And then my mom officially bought her house in the Dubs.
Interesting.
Yeah, we lived everywhere.
Is that why you say the alphabets, or is that really like a set?
But the alphabet,
I'm still
the
confused.
alphabet is really like, oh, she's from here. Like they'll tell you like, no, she's from
Okay,
here.
got it.
And alphabets is like when I became like her and alphabet.
Excuse me, because I'm still like, huh?
Like,
The fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case,
No,
look,
that's my son.
when we bring it into it, my next question for you.
I used to date a dude that used to get a lot of money in Brookfield, and so they would know me like
Is that the
that's
east
girl
side,
from the street.
east side or the west side of Oakland, California?
Huh?
What's Brookfield?
Brookfield's East Oakland.
Fuck, fuck.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
if you know, you know.
Type shit. All right. What is the best piece of advice you've ever received this far?
The best piece of advice. The best piece of advice that I received this far. Save your fucking money. Save your money. I don't think a lot of people talk about saving money.
At
You
all.
just always talk about getting money, blowing money. But saving your money.
So funny.
Like sometimes I look like, what the fuck did I do with all my money?
Yeah, because I'm about to say, it's a hot 7. We might need to hit the club, bitch. You better get your
But-
next best outfit. And I'm about to put on something, get the
But if you
pleats
look in
out
my
the
closet, you could probably add it up. You look in my closet, you can add it up.
That's where I went.
Nah, not a lot of it. I was smart though. When I never, cause I'm gonna be honest with you, I just started saving now. Like I
Okay.
was never good.
Thank you
like,
for the honesty.
money wise, I never was good. But I always used to give my mom and my sister money.
Okay.
So then they would stack up for my money. And then
Okay.
like whenever I was out, I always did people good. So like when I would go out and when I didn't really have it, people like, oh, you don't got it? Oh, we don't give a fuck. Just hop on a plane. We take care of
yeah,
you.
same.
So I always did when I was up. I always did people great. And I didn't act weird. I wasn't a funny bitch. I wanted everybody to have fun with me. I wasn't the bitch that like, oh, I'm paying for everything. Even that fucked me over a lot of times too. But like, it paid off because like, even though I'm not getting the money I used to make, I still have the same amount of fun, same amount of great time. Because people be like, oh yeah, hold on, come on.
That's funny coming from somebody. Well, I mean, I teach financial literacy, and nobody ever wants to hear me talk about
But
money.
yeah, I just started like saving. I got the Intelligent Investor book and like all the shit you're supposed to do, try to program you in the stock shit. That's hard though. But then I think like
If
it's
you
like
don't
it's like
got it,
buying a
it's a
pair of
risky
shoes
game.
and putting it up.
Yeah, so yeah, that's not the kind of saving that we talking about, but I guess.
I mean, if you like to shop, just think like just buying a pair of shoes, you just putting it up.
Some of them are good. Some of them, you know. But if you wear your shoes, people, because I didn't see people keep their shoes in the box and they look fucking crazy. And there's 150 down the drain because you can't do shit with them. All right. If you can only have 3 apps on your phone, which ones would they be?
3 apps, easy.
Just 3.
Twitter, Instagram.
We have to be
Capital
politically correct now. We like Elon. It's X.
X, Instagram, Capital One. That's all I need.
Clock it. Which one in that order? Just all 3 of those. Say it again.
X, Instagram, Capital One.
You sound like you're trying to go back to your old days of making money, but I'm gonna let you have that one. All right.
What they say, you gotta manifest it, and it's sometimes it's in your account.
So to wrap this up, I heard that you have a podcast drop, and you want to talk to us about what to look forward to with that.
Yeah. So me and one of my best friends are working on a podcast called Apartment 34.
Okay.
No, sorry, Apartment 304. Check us out. Produced by Just Han. Great story. If you want to hear why we call it that, check out my podcast.
Wow, that's a shameless fucking plug. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was getting sticky like that.
Yeah.
Apartment 304.
Great name.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's break it down on my pod.
For those of you who don't know, that is my favorite time of day. Night, day, 304. Just comes up twice on the clock. Right. This is the part of the show where you get to ask me one question. So, shoot, Fee. Don't look over here.
How did you survive your hardest day?
How did I survive my hardest day? First, I got to think about my hardest day. I remember now. Okay. This hardest day is brought to you by a story of heartbreak and a baby daddy. Okay?
Spent that 500.
Should have, but it was too late. We was too far in. I used to run that drug on everybody. Sorry to my abortion baby daddies. Love you so much. I wish you should have had. Anyway,
It's Ramadan.
it is. It's not what you say. It's not haram.
It's Lent.
My bad.
That is
Lent.
haram.
Anyway, that is haram. My bad. Sorry, but I will say one of the hardest days. You know, we we had got into it the day before, and what I ended up doing instead of getting mad and sad and crying. Well, I did cry in the car, but I went to the credit union and drained out our bank account, and that made me feel better because we had a joint one. So that was my roughest day because that was the first day for the rest of my life. Like, that's when we actually split, and it was like, yeah, it was a lot of F-bombs and B-words and shit thrown, and
They say early bird gets the
yeah, I was at that motherfucking door at 8 o'clock. Okay, I was trying to drain that bitch, and lo and behold, you know, just things. We worked together too at the time,
Nice.
so it was a matter of who's gonna beat who to the bank, and we worked at such bank. But anyway, we'll talk about that on a different day. But on another note, I just kept going. Literally, I've just kept going. 6 years later, I am still here, and I can talk shit about it and laugh about it because it's a part of my story. So I did cry in a car, and it was a Honda.
My favorite car was a Honda Pilot. And I used to take it through, what is that called? When you drive your car up?
What?
What's the shit called when you drive your car up and you get out and they have none of the keys?
A valet?
Valet.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to take my Honda Pilot to valet. Everybody had like a Bentley and shit, and I took my little Honda Pilot with hella scratches on the side because I couldn't park.
Tell them.
And like, park my shit.
It felt like that was the shit, huh?
I love that car.
There you go. Here's the keys.
Great times.
Tell the people how we can find you all over social media and let them know what you have going on and anything that you want to promote.
Let me talk. So
this bitch got it. I don't know who the fuck
my
is
ex is
shit.
My ex is FeMadReal, FE_MADREL. Yes, I made that when I was lying about my age and being from New York. My Instagram is my name, Serafina Padilla at Instagram. And then,
I'm finna cut your mama water off the way you talking to me. This is crazy. I know the first, last name. Stop fucking with me right now. But go ahead. What else? What else you got going on?
This is recorded.
Yeah, it's cool. Who the fuck I'm scared of? Who the fuck I'm scared of? Call the people.
You know Trump in office, right?
I don't care.
He ain't playing with
You the Mexican. He gonna come get you first.
That's Mexico.
He starts screaming. Go for what? Okay.
Why he got his running shoes on?
I don't know.
He's running
That's so random, right? I had to do a foot check. Like, why he don't got no boots on?
But yeah, so
what's happening?
Those are my main handles. And then more
anything to look
handles
forward to?
come. And then look forward to my podcast. It's gonna be #1, better than Honey's.
Hey, that's hate. That's hate. Cut this shit. Yeah, don't come back for the next episode because I'm gonna have to tear her ass up just after this. But yes, I just want to
Tear me up for #2.
Cut this shit. Thank you. Thank you for fucking being here. Okay, right the fuck on. They say your enemies be closer than you fucking think. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on our YouTube page. And don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. So be listed here down below.